If we could talk for a moment about Andy Warhol's "Everyone Will Have 15 Minutes of Fame" in the future. We're here now, right?
Well, we passed it already. It's like 30 seconds now.
Right.
That there's this new kind of celebrity, new in that there's a lot of them, which is the person who steps in it or makes a viral video or does something magical. They're famous and then they're not. And there was that video, I can't remember who did it last year, where they put 30 YouTube overnight sensations in one video, each doing their little Numa Numa trick or whatever. I don't think that's the kind of celebrity you want. But it's more available than ever before. And the other thing that's important to understand is there's a difference between famous to the world and famous to the family. And it used to be there was just famous to the world. But now there's all these tribes that are lined up next to each other. And so you can be famous to that tribe and unknown to that tribe. And I think it's a really cool opportunity. So I'll show up at a speech and there'll be 100 people there who can't wait to shake my hand. But on my way into the building, no one knew who I was. That's really cool. That's available to anybody now. And it doesn't happen in a week. It happens in a decade. But if you're serious about your art, you'll spend a decade until it happens.
Other than spending the time, can you give any other insight to breaking through the noise? I mean, there's a lot of noise, obviously, with everybody utilizing the internet to get video
Sure.
and messages and everything else out there. I mean, there's more noise, I think, than ever before. What do you do to get through that noise?
If you Google 2 words, first 10, you'll see a post I wrote about this. Basically, my position is anyone can get 10 people to listen to what they have to say. If what you have to say isn't interesting enough for those 10 people to go bonkers over it, to tell other people about it, to share it like crazy, there's something wrong with your art. But if you can get 10 people excited about it, then it'll take care of itself. Because each one of those 10 will bring you 10. Who'll bring you 10? And now you're at 1,000. And then you've got to up it again. And what are you going to say to those 1,000 that's different than what you said yesterday? And then they bring you 10 more. And that's how it grows. So it's not about, I get a couple emails a day from people saying, please put me on your blog. Because if you just put me on your blog, then I'd make it. That might work with Dick Clark, a decade ago. But that's not the way it works now. If you're not already getting traction without my blog isn't going to help you one bit.
Do they try to write checks to get on your...
They're not stupid enough to do that. They know nothing's going to work.
All right. One question, and I guess this might be, I don't know, maybe a bit of a challenge, but can you give me one secret to your success?
Sure, I'll whisper it to you.
Can you instant message it?
For 5 or 7 years, I was one paycheck away from bankruptcy. I had people who worked for me, and there was no money in the bank, and it was a struggle. It really was. And somewhere along the way, I made the decision to do work that mattered instead of doing work that paid. I fired our biggest client, who was responsible for about half our revenue, maybe a little more, because they were making us very unhappy, and they were changing who we were and how we did business. And that was a real watershed for me, having the guts to do that, understanding. And I did it in conjunction with the rest of my team. I said, this might be the end for us, but I think it's the right thing to do. And we stopped working on projects that could make us money in a week, and we started focusing all our attention on projects we'd be willing to do for nothing if we could afford it. And that shift meant a lot.
Well, I know you have to go. I want to thank you so much for your time, and thank you more so than anything else for being such an inspiration for everyone and anyone that's looking to connect with people. You are superb. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Keep shipping. Keep up the great work. I
Will
appreciate
do.
it.
Take care of yourself,
Thank you.
Seth. All
Bye.
right.